Have a night, YouTube. It's Abla. So today's video is about West Africa. I know a lot of persons in the diaspora are attracted to West Africa, and that year of return propaganda by Ghana heightened that attraction. But for years before that, many Pan-Africanists have called attention to a return, an exodus to West Africa. And like I said, Ghana gets a lot of spotlight. There's many countries in West Africa. I myself was born in West Africa. 98% of my family resides in West Africa now, but I'm not there. And when I was making my decision to return, I honestly didn't even consider heading there because of what I'm about to state. West Africa is not the place to be during these end times. During this new beginning, West Africa is going to be facing a lot of judgment, just as the rest of the world is going to face judgment. Everywhere is going to face judgment. Everywhere is going to face disaster. So during these end times, when we are going to see these physical changes as a result of the spiritual changes, West Africa is going to experience a lot of natural disaster, and especially the coast of West Africa, such as Ghana, Togo, Benin. Those countries on the coast of West Africa are going to become underwater. They're going to be uninhabitable. You're not going to have a new beginning in those countries after all is said and done. And like I said, who am I to say exactly what's going to happen? However, based on our prediction and what we know from the highest eye and what our hearts have led us to believe, West Africa is not the answer if you are prepping for this new earth, this new beginning. West Africa is not going to be habitable. That is why I did not return there. Now, West Africa and countries like Ghana, specifically because Ghana is so popular, it's such a popular destination, it is a great place to visit because many persons of the diaspora, they believe that they are, maybe they believe they're West African if they haven't specifically traced their genetics. A lot of persons believe they are West Africans because many slaves of the transatlantic slave trade were shipped out of West Africa. You know, the slave coast is there with Togo and Benin. Togo and Benin, these modern day names for the countries, but really I'm meaning that area of West Africa was named the slave coast. Many slaves, enslaved persons, enslaved Africans were shipped out of West Africa. Now that does not mean that all of those people were from West Africa. It doesn't mean their tribes resided there in West Africa. They could have been from inland Africa. They could have been from many different places on the continent, many different places. However, they were shipped out of West Africa. So many people have a link to West Africa, but that doesn't mean your genetics were from West Africa. It doesn't mean that you are just West African. If you do some simple research on genetics and statistics as to where persons were taken from during the transatlantic slave trade, you will see that millions and millions and millions of people were taken from that area that is now called the DRC. Millions of people were taken from different places, not just West Africa. All of the diaspora is not just West African. Persons of the diaspora have a very complex genetic makeup at this point. Very complex. The possibility to have a complex genetic makeup. You're not just West African. So returning to the continent, if you feel pulled to return to Africa, it doesn't mean you just have to go to Ghana. You don't have to go to Ghana. You're not just Ghanaian. I know it can be comfortable because maybe they speak English there. The food is good there. The people might seem like our people, the people we're comfortable with, they just seem like regular black people, I guess, with a different culture. It's comfortable. Believe me, I should know. I grew up with West Africa, with the West African culture. That is a culture that is comfortable to me. So trust me, I am also able to be pulled by West Africa. But that conviction I have to usher in and prepare for this new beginning on this earth is why I'm not in West Africa. I think it is a great place to visit for healing purposes, for purification purposes. If you are willing to go through that uncomfortable process of healing in West Africa through whatever genetic experience of that transatlantic slave trade is in your genes, in your blood, whatever you need to heal through in West Africa, because many people were shipped out of there, I think it's a great place to go to visit and heal and let it serve its purpose. West Africa has served its purpose for me. I'm grateful to have been born on the continent. I'm grateful for all that I have learned, the culture that my family maintained and taught me and raised me up in, the traditions and everything. I'm grateful for it all. But now I know that it's time for something new. So this is even a reminder to myself to remember, don't be like tricked by the fool's gold. West Africa is fool's gold. It's not real gold. It seems like it. Like I said, it's a fun place. It's a lively place. And it has its dark side too, so don't get me wrong. It has its dark side. As we as black melanated people, you know, we have our dark side as well. You know, there's things with religion and magic and all different types of things that can be seen in West Africa and all throughout Africa. So it's not just all fun and sunshine there. However, the fun and sunshine of West Africa is very attractive to persons of the diaspora. And I can say even to myself, not at this point really, I don't really feel pulled to West Africa at all. Like I said, it has served its purpose, and if you are a part of the diaspora or just feeling called to the continent, it can serve its purpose for you as well. If you want to visit Ghana or any other country in West Africa, do it for a purpose and then expand from there. Grow forward from there. We can't, even genetically, don't be stuck in that place where your ancestors were just shipped out of. Don't get stuck there, because that's where they got stuck. Expand there. Go home. Find home for your ancestors. Don't get stuck at that shipping point. Find home for them, for your healing purposes, and for the purpose of this new beginning, this new earth that we want to create. So yeah, West Africa is not the end all be all. West Africa is not going to be habitable if you are prepping for this new beginning, like myself. So yeah, that is what I wanted to share today. And I hope whoever needs to see this, I hope this reaches you. I hope you are able to go through purification process and grow forward to the next level of purification, because does purification ever end? Does healing ever end? We'll find out. But grow forward from that point of West Africa and level up to the next healing process. And it's not going to be comfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable, but that's the point. That's the point of this. And if you really have that conviction on your heart, then the Most High, the High Side, will make a way for you. So yes, I hope everyone has a blissful day. God, I feel like cry. Bye bye.